Welcome to this explainer. Today, we're breaking down exactly how Match 5 of the 2026 FIFA World Cup delivered a completely thrilling tale of momentum, real-time tactical adjustments, and honestly, an absolutely epic comeback. Let's just dive right into it, because this wasn't just your standard game of football. No, it was a literal masterclass in how a team responds to immense psychological pressure on the world's absolute biggest stage. When you enter a massive tournament like the World Cup, every single team has a game plan. But there's that famous boxing quote, right? Everyone has a plan until they get punched in the mouth. Well, in Group C, that sudden, jarring punch landed right at the opening whistle. This match wasted absolutely no time, delivering an incredible early shock. So the core question we're answering today is this. How exactly does a heavily favored team recover when their opponent just completely flips the script in the opening minutes of a major tournament? I mean, this is about psychology, just as much as it is about physical skill. When the momentum shifts that violently and that suddenly against you, how do you prevent a total collapse and actually fight your way back into the match? Now, Scotland ultimately walked away with a 2-1 victory to claim those crucial Group C points. But honestly, looking at clean, objective data points like the final score or the ultimate outcome simply doesn't do justice to the real story here. Those numbers, they don't even begin to capture the intense physical and tactical battle that actually unfolded on the grass. To truly understand this match, we really have to go beyond the scoreboard. Think of this as the anatomy of a comeback. We're going to start with Haiti's early shock in the first half, then move right into the grueling, kind of stressful tactical stalemate of the second half, and finally arrive at that dramatic late decider. Keep this overall structure in mind because it perfectly maps out the constantly changing tides of the game. Okay, so right out of the gate, Haiti came out absolutely firing. They didn't slowly feel their way into the match or cautiously test the waters. They started with immense confidence, relying on blindingly quick transitions. And in modern football, rapid transitions are incredibly dangerous, mostly because they exploit that tiny split second before a defense is actually organized. By moving the ball from defense to attack in the blink of an eye, Haiti caught Scotland completely out of position, creating immediate and severe problems. And wow, did that attacking intensity pay off beautifully for Haiti. With a brilliantly well-worked move that just sliced right through a disorganized Scottish defense, Haiti found the back of the net. Boom. Suddenly, it's 1-0. Haiti is in the lead, and literal shockwaves are sent rippling straight through Group C. You could feel the tension instantly spike across the entire stadium. This brings us to a really fascinating tactical clash. On one hand, we have Haiti's attacking unit, lightning fast, highly direct, and totally punishing any lack of focus. Then, on the other hand, we have Scotland's midfield, built for steady, methodical control. Managing a clash of opposing styles is often the absolute hardest thing to do in sports. The match essentially became this relentless tug-of-war between Haiti's desire to play fast, chaotic football and Scotland's desperate need to slow things down, dictate the tempo, and reestablish some order. So, to counter that initial shock, Scotland had to execute a really precise tactical shift. They didn't panic. Instead, they systematically worked through 3 distinct steps. First, they starved Haiti of the ball by increasing their own possession. Second, they pushed their defensive line higher up the pitch. This physically shrinks the space Haiti has to run into, basically suffocating those rapid counterattacks. And third, they used their midfield to dictate the pace, slowly but surely dragging the momentum of the game back into their favor. And you know what? This methodical shift worked wonders. By pinning Haiti back and applying sustained pressure in the final third of the pitch, Scotland finally broke through those Haitian defenses. Literally just before the referee could blow the halftime whistle, they found their breakthrough, leveling the match at 1-1. It was a massive, absolutely crucial psychological reset right before heading into the locker rooms. The relief was just palpable. But then, entering the second half, the entire nature of the game changed. It completely transformed from that open, chaotic sprint we saw in the first 45 minutes into a highly cautious, tactical chess match. Neither team wanted to make that one critical mistake that would end up costing them the 3 points. Now, both teams remained incredibly dangerous, but they went about it entirely differently. Scotland successfully organized their backline and used their sustained possession to pin Haiti deep into their own half, enforcing this strict, overarching control. Haiti, meanwhile, was forced into a defensive posture. They basically had to rely on sheer determination and resilience, waiting patiently for the chance to launch a quick counterattack, using long balls right over the top. In tight World Cup matches like this, the margins are razor thin. You aren't just battling the opponent anymore. You're battling extreme physical and mental fatigue.
As legs get heavy and minds get tired late in the game, you are simply waiting for someone to blink. You're waiting for one split-second drop in concentration. And well, as the clock ticked down, that drop in concentration finally appeared.
Capitalizing on a sudden, costly defensive lapse by the Haitian squad, Scotland was absolutely ruthless. They found the back of the net, and just like that, the scoreboard flipped to 2-1. It was a complete turnaround. Scotland had actually taken the lead after spending the opening minutes of the match reeling and entirely on the back foot. Of course, Haiti wasn't going down without a fight. In the dying minutes of the match, they threw absolutely everything they had forward in a desperate search for an equalizer. But Scotland's defense, the same defense that had been so thoroughly rattled in the first 5 minutes, held incredibly firm under immense pressure. They weathered the final storm, and the final whistle confirmed their hard-fought victory. So when we look at the larger picture of this tournament, a few things become super clear. Scotland completed a beautifully resilient comeback, and Haiti's attacking flair was wildly impressive early on. But the absolutely crucial takeaway here is that midfield control proved to be the ultimate difference maker. Midfield control isn't just about stringing a few passes together, right? It's about dictating the emotional and physical rhythm of the entire game. When Scotland's midfield took the reins, they choked out Haiti's rapid transitions and ultimately won this tightly contested battle. The social media reaction perfectly captured the sheer energy of this match. One fan posted, "Goals, pressure, and a late winner decided this one." And that really hits the nail on the head. It highlights the immense tension and the absolute thrill of that late deciding goal. It's a great reminder of exactly why we study these matches in the first place, because the tactical maneuvers on the whiteboard translate directly into these incredible, unforgettable emotional moments on the pitch for the fans. As we wrap up this explainer, I want to leave you with one final provocative thought to consider. We've just seen exactly how Scotland's midfield can weather an early storm, completely rewrite the script, and systematically dismantle an opponent's momentum. If they possess that level of tactical adaptability, just how deep into this 2026 World Cup tournament can they really go? Keep an eye on them. Thank you so much for joining me, and keep learning.